Another guy that was in Tokyo and is now in New York also is a guy named John Zorn. And John Zorn in the 80s was, see, in New York, in the Lower East Side in Manhattan, it was called the downtown scene. And it was when the art stuff was happening, when the music stuff was happening. After, well, CBGB's is in that, in downtown, what they call downtown. And John Zorn was like the, you know, I don't want to say the darling of downtown, but, you know, everybody was talking about John Zorn. He lived there, and he also lived in Tokyo. And because I was living in Tokyo and in New York, I knew about him, but I never, I never liked his music, never. I think looking back now, I was not hearing all the stuff that he was putting out. He's prolific. I mean, super prolific. But I was hearing a lot of the noise jazz, what I call the S&M jazz. I mean, really abrasive stuff. And I'm not afraid of heavy music, but that particular brand, and doing stuff with turntables, not him, but working with turntablists. I think that's what it was. The first thing I listened to was something with a turntablist, and it just did not click. And I probably, well, unfairly just dismissed him. But he was always in New York, and we had mutual friends, but I'm certain that he never knew me. So, you know, 5-10 years I knew about John Zorn. Always John Zorn this, John Zorn. I had a little misunderstanding with Japanese immigration, and I had to leave Japan unexpectedly. And I'm in New York, winter, cold, nighttime, no job, no real place to stay. Everything that you can think of in the movies. And I'm standing on a street corner, and it's snowing at 11 or 12 o'clock at night, and boom, there's John Zorn. And I said, John, hi.
I love your music.
I said, you don't know me, but I know rec, and I know this, and da-da-da, I lived in Japan. He said, oh, da-da-da, very, very friendly. And he said, look, I'm starting a new project I'm kind of excited about. I'm playing tomorrow night at a place called Cafe Mogador, I think it is. And he said, it's free, you just have to buy a drink or something to eat or something. He said, why don't you come? So I went, and it was a new project that he started called Masada, and I almost cried. The music was so beautiful. Just unexpected, and it just touched me emotionally like music rarely does. And I was staying in New York, and then I started to see him very often on the street. And he would say, oh, I'm doing a show at blah, 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 why don't you come? And he put me on the guest list. I can't say we're buddy-buddy. I don't think we've ever eaten or anything, but, you know, because of the Japan thing and this and that.
Was that again coincidence that you bump into him?
Yeah, never planned. At one point, he gave me his phone number. I mean, there was always talk, and I thought at one point, oh, I'd like to talk to him about a soundtrack, just to see if he's interested. And he gave me his phone number. But you look at, he probably composes a piece of music every 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
He's received a Genius Award from some foundation. I mean, an actual genius. Mm-hmm. Piece of paper that says he's a genius, but he's prolific, and he's always touring, always doing a show. So, you know, so jumping ahead, I was in Hong Kong, and he was playing down the street at a place. You know, probably 3 or 4 years after I had these New York experiences with him. And so the first night I bought a ticket. He was playing, I think, 2 nights. So the first night I bought a ticket, and after the show was done, fantastic show. So after the show was done, I talked to the manager, who I kind of knew, and I said, excuse me, can I just say hello to John? Maybe he'll remember me. He remembered me, which was a surprise, and he put me on the guest list for the next day for like 10 tickets. Wow. So I brought all my friends there, and this was in Hong Kong, and one of my friends was so impressed. He said, Steve, we're going to go to Macau, because John was then playing in Macau. So the next day or something, we went to Macau, and Macau is like an hour ferry ride or something. But he was playing at at an opera house that the Portuguese built, like in the 1500s or 1600s. You know, so wow, just a really, really cinematic experience. Yeah, so that's John Zorn.